Hey guys, Morgan here. This video today, I wanted to talk to you about a couple things, well, two or three things really. This video is something that I've been wanting to get out there, kind of work on, and this is the idea of, and I've been learning a lot of this through a man named Michael Tsarian. He's very well known in this sort of area of psychology and consciousness and anxiety and fear and the evil powers that be out there, and he's very, very on his game. He's been studying since the 80s, I believe, something like that, around the 80s. You can find a lot of his videos on YouTube. Look him up, Michael Tsarian. His last name is Tsarion. He's very good. He's very good. And so today I want to talk a little bit about consciousness, fear, anxiety, and how these things are bred. Through the media, through the corruption, through the Illuminati, through fear and intimidation that you see every single day through social media and all of these things. I think that's something we don't address every day, is this idea of consciousness, and are we aware of ourself, the self? Are we true to ourself? And the idea that our psyches are fractured, and this comes from this sort of bombardment of all of this stuff, and it's making us have these schizoid personality disorders. And I think you see that more and more, because even I experience it. But I think it was good to have Michael Tsarian define the difference between fear and anxiety, because they're very different things. But there's a very big misconception of what anxiety is, I think. And I think Michael Tsarian hits it on the head, because fear is external. Fear is what's out there. Fear is terrorism. Fear is the economy collapsing. Fear is keeping a roof over your head, food on the table. These are external things that you're being bombarded with. I think, and I absolutely agree with this, and I think if you really look at it, anxiety is internal. Anxiety is you and the struggle of you and yourself, your subconsciousness, the true self. It's in there. It's you attacking yourself every single day. It's the fear of, is this person like me? You know, are they staring at me? Am I too fat? Am I too skinny? Am I ugly? This, what we would call self-esteem, is really just, it's not really, yes, it is self-esteem problems, but it's also that anxiety, that internal struggle. And I think that anxiety comes out of more of what you're being bombarded with, what he would call these talismanic words: bigger, better, faster, skinnier, healthier, stronger, more. I think these words you're not aware of, but they're bombarding you every single day, and this is what's keeping you suppressed. And I think it's really interesting, because he was talking about, there's a documentary I think everyone should see too. It's on Hulu right now. It's called 1984, A New World Order. And, oops, that's the wife calling. We're gonna put her on hold for this video. Sorry about that interruption. This idea that, oh sorry, lost my train of thought there. Yeah, 1984, A New World Order. It's on Hulu right now. That's the only place I've seen it so far. It's a really great documentary. I would say it's almost the most important documentary I've seen in a long time. Absolutely go watch it. It's sort of what I do. It's sort of a beginner's course into what's really going on in the world. And the things that Michael Tsarian says in there, and the things that David Icke, Jim Mars, and a bunch of these other guys that I follow, absolutely check out that documentary. But he's talking about all this stuff in that documentary, and but on there they're talking about the fact that IBM created the first census, and they sold this census program of tallying up things for the Nazis. So IBM got all this data collected for the Nazis so that they could track people. And I think that's what we're seeing today, is these companies are still tracking you. You just don't know it. Well, in some regards, you probably do know it, because you use it every day. Hashtags, all of these buzzwords, social media, Instagram, Facebook, all of these things are tracking you. They're tracking your data. They're tracking what you're buying. They're tracking what you're searching. You know, all Google. It's Google. It's all these companies, and that is of course where hashtags comes from. It's an easy way, and I'm just as guilty. I mean, I use them more sarcastically and jokingly, because I know that if that's, I think that's the thing to think about here, is becoming aware, knowing that it's out there. No, don't be all paranoid about everything out there, but being aware, just being aware that this is what they're trying to do, and not feeding into that. It's funny when you'll buy something on Amazon on your computer. It's funny, it'll show up in the feed off to the side on Facebook. You'll see these products that you've just purchased, or related products. So it's a way of tracking you. It's a way of keeping you down. I think this is what society, we're doing this to ourselves through everything that we do every single day. This anxiety is being bombarded on you, and this fear, and this, you know, it's ubiquitous. It's in everything. You can't hide from it. It's just amazing. Sports, how we idolize sports stars, and that strive to be bigger and better and faster, and you know, all of these things are come out of, you know, especially like look at Michael Jordan. You know, you see that Michael Jordan emblem on clothing and shoes and Nike products and all these things, and it's subconsciously, you're not even aware of it, but you are gravitating towards these products because, in fact, you do think that this person is better than you, and you are striving to be that person. And I think that's just complete and utter bullshit. Not to say that I don't idolize people, but I think the people that I idolize are for very, very different reasons. I think it's important to have people to look up to, but look up to the right people. I think sports and the idolization of sports stars, and even Hollywood, and I'm guilty of it as a little bit too, is stop idolizing this sort of mentality of people. And believe me, I go to Comic-Con, I meet people, I get starstruck, and I like that. But you know, it's because I like what they've done. You know, as far as movies or entertainment or comic books or whatever. But I also recognize my own struggle with that, and I think it's good as long as you're doing it and knowing it's just for fun, and you're not buying into all the bullshit. But I think today, especially, we buy into all this. You'll see it on commercials all the time where, I think this comes out of millennials too. Some really great commercial with this catchy inspirational phrases and this really cool music, and it's all these people working out and swimming, and not that exercise isn't good, but it's, in my opinion, it's being framed as you must strive to be better than this person, always striving and striving to be better and better. And I think that, and I see this at work all the time too, is those people who are trying to be better than everyone else, do more, never being happy with that, and this internal struggle at work with people all the time. My mom experiences it, I experience it, I'm sure you experience it. People, I think, are more and more at each other's throats, trying to climb that corporate ladder, make more money. I mean, I guess I'm just as guilty as well. I mean, I want to make more money, but it's all in how you perceive it. I think that's the big problem is you're always worried about what that coworker thinks about you. Do they think I'm doing a good job? But in turn, we don't realize, or we don't think about it. But everyone's doing it. We're all thinking the same thing. Now, not to say that everyone does this, especially, and I will probably be doing a video on this because I think it's crucial, and I think it's something that we address it, but we don't address it, and that's the idea of what is beauty, what is attractiveness. Do attractive people have an easier time in life? Is it easier to go through life being skinny and attractive? And what does that impact have on other people, and or the impact on themselves, I think, too. And is life easier for them? You know, so I will be doing a video on that, but I just want you to think about every day of what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're watching, what you're listening to. This sort of stuff is everywhere, you know. I think you see it a lot in pop music. It's being bombarded on you. I think, and there's some symbolic stuff that's out there too that's you're not aware of. Things like a lot of album covers or a lot of newspaper ads or magazine ads have this image of the woman with a butterfly, and there's a lot a lot about that. But look for that imagery. The butterfly represents this beauty, and the butterfly's life is a very short life, but it's very revered and stuff like that. In fact, I recently just saw Beyonce doing that. She made an emblem of a butterfly right on the red carpet of some sort of award show, right in front of the media and everything. They're throwing this stuff in your face. You just don't pick up on it immediately. But it's, like I said, it's not being worried that at any moment you're going to be taken over by the government or all. I don't want everybody to be paranoid about all this stuff and like avoid everything mainstream and avoid pop culture and avoid everything, but just to be mindful, be aware of what's going on. I think that is a really important thing, because it's at its height. And like I said, if you watch that documentary, it will go into more of what I'm talking about. But Michael Tsarian is a really good source. He has lots and lots of long lectures on YouTube. I highly recommend you go on and watch anything to do with Michael Tsarian. Most of his lectures are like hour and a half, 2 hour lectures. So if you are just one of those people that want to get in there and just like listen to a long lecture on stuff, that man can talk about, I mean, just mind-blowing things. He's another one if you're looking for ophthalmology stuff. Which I will have another ophthalmology video out soon. I'm hoping to do that. And I'm trying to do more stuff, guys, but it's much harder to do than you'd think. But I will try and get more out. But yeah, that's all this video was about, guys, is just anxiety, fear, and the consciousness and what you're being bombarded with every day. And I want you to think about that kind of stuff. So that's it, guys. I will hopefully have some more videos out soon. I'm going to be doing another ophthalmology video. I will be doing a video on chemtrails and HARP. Like I said, me and DJ from Manboy Podcast are going to start doing, hopefully, 1 to 2 a month at least is what I'd like to do. We'll be doing probably hour and a half podcasts, where we have probably 3 or 4 topics we'll be talking about. I will have a video up soon on astrotheology. There's some other topics I want to get into, but I won't go into that right now. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.